Welcome back to Top 10 Tunes. Today we're going to be looking at the top 10 Supertramp songs of all time. Coming in at number 10 is School from Crime of the Century. Beginning with the melancholic harmonica intro School proudly signals Supertramp's willingness to involve auxiliary instrumentation to best tell a story and create an atmosphere. The flanged guitar between verses leading to the bright honky-tonk-esque piano of the bridge section are all sounds not commonplace in the repertoire of Supertramp's catalog. As well, their use of atmospheric instrumental breaks are far more progressive than their typical whimsy would suggest. Yet, these elements lend themselves perfectly to this melancholic lamentation of one's younger school days. At number 9 is Taking the Long Way Home from Breakfast in America. On this album, Supertramp brought their dramatic storytelling to a larger mainstream audience, Take the Long Way Home being a prime example of the burgeoning prog-light movement. While unique instrumentation and lyrical development are all present, the instrumental passages are toned down and elements of older American music are included. The use of organ and grand string sections almost border on novelty. While straying from the traditional progressive sounds and elements, Take the Long Way Home was able to package what makes Supertramp unique and provide it to any listener. Number 8 is Goodbye Stranger, also from Breakfast in America. A Rick Davies composition, the vocal and compositional contributions often get downplayed compared to his bandmate Roger Hodgson. In all fairness, Hodgson has a very unique vocal timbre and delivery. This being said, Rick Davies' husky vocals works as a perfect foil in the verses of Goodbye Stranger, providing a more R&B feel to the Supertramp sound before entering the pop delivery of the chorus. This dichotomy between the two vocalists is also what makes Supertramp a unique experience. Two widely different singers within the same context, providing something for everyone. Coming in at number 7 is Dreamer from Crime of the Century. This song can be looked at as one of the missing links connecting 1960s flower power and 1970s progressive rock. This jaunty tune features an upbeat Wurlitzer piano like most Supertramp songs, but where it draws from early psychedelic pop is through the other sounds that poke through in the production. Various tom hits on the drums creating a rhythmic mosaic, effect-laden scrapes on the guitar, and of course layering Roger Hodgson's vocals in a Beatle-esque fashion, culminating in the repetition of the song's title from the bridge onward to the outro, as well as the whimsical glockenspiel mimicking the vocal melody. Dreamer feels like an innocent and optimistic song from an era that had all but completely evolved away from frivolousness towards adamant intellectualism. At number 6 is The Logical Song. Joining the canon of British political songs, this song takes the retrospective approach, commonplace in many Supertramp songs, and looks back at how youth culture has been treated by larger institutions in power, and the disillusionment that this has created within a whole generation. The whimsy is still ever present, and the raunchy saxophone solo keeps the song in the realm of being a groovy jam. But ultimately, the bitterness and unrest felt in the narrator through the confusion and turmoil of molding one's identity is something unique. This is the closest Supertramp we would get to particularly venomous lyric. Rounding out our list at number 5 is Hide in Your Shell from Crime of the Century. While not a single release from this album, this song is a wonderful example of Roger Hodgson's tentative yet immediately vulnerable vocal style. The harmonic follows and develops along with the lyrical delivery, and even the incorporation of the band, including saxophone, call and response in the chorus, doesn't distract from this piano and vocal-led composition. By not being a single, this song can often be overlooked, but Roger's solo performances of this song give much needed appreciation to this unsung gem. Coming in at number 4 is Bloody Well Right. Taking a more R&B and hard rock approach to the political commentary of Bloody Well Right, Richard Davies helms this tune of encouraging lashing out against one's upbringing and education system. It's often the case that Davies writes more in this straightforward style, using the electric piano in a similar style to performers like Ray Charles, and by taking a direct approach to the lyrical delivery. Due to this, Bloody Well Right was packaged better for rock radio than songs like School and The Logical Song, and provided an alternative to the latter with Davies' vocals. Ultimately not coy or subtle, Bloody Well Right just gets to the point. At number 3 is Breakfast in America from the album Breakfast in America. The title track from the height of their mainstream popularity, this song strips away much of the progressive aspects of their earlier career, leaving the eccentricities of instrumentation, chord progression, and lyrical novelty. The transition from the 70s to the 80s for most progressive bands was the choice between transitioning to the burgeoning new wave sound or streamlining into a more consistently pop form of songwriting. This being what Supertramp did on this prog light magnum opus. At moments, this song can feel a bit silly with the tuba bass line in the verses or the extended clarinet solo in the bridge, but these aspects are what helped Supertramp stand out amongst the masses of arena rock bands at the time. They certainly stood out in a crowd and jumped out on the radio. Our number 2 pick is Give a Little Bit from Even in the Quietest Moments. Arguably the earliest song written in the band's career, Roger Hodgson penned this simple yet charming song at the age of 19 and only showed it to the band later in their career. The chime of the strummed 12-string guitar isn't dissimilar to their electric piano use in later songs, but certainly harks back to the 60s and a particular flower power aesthetic. While it may be easy to dismiss this song as a folksy outlier in an otherwise expansive and dense catalog, one would be missing the power and simplicity. The intro chord progression alone is a hallmark for acoustic guitar players beyond the 12-string and can be performed by beginner and professional musicians alike. Give a Little Bit occupies its own space in the repertoire of Supertramp and the number 2 spot on our list. And finally, at number 1 is Fool's Overture from Even in the Quietest Moments. Easily the most progressive song in Supertramp's catalog, this song expands on all of the elements that can be found in their music as a whole. Auxiliary sounds, vast and unusual instrumentation, political undertones, and of course, the unique character of Roger Hodgson's voice. This song was even pioneering in the use of many samples to create a soundscape, pulling together Winston Churchill's Never Surrender speech, the sirens of London police cars and chimes from Big Ben, an excerpt from Gustav Holst's Venus from the Planet Suite, William Blake's poem And Did Those Feet in Ancient Time, and even Supertramp's own Dreamer. Ultimately, Fool's Overture is an expansive example of two things: why Supertramp can be seen as uncool and forever maligned and disregarded by retrospective mainstream tastemakers, and why they are beloved and endearing to so many progressive music fans. Thank you so much for watching Top 10 Tunes. Please comment below with your favorite Supertramp songs, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you next time.